When was the last time that you were bored? Like, actually bored, you know? And I'm not talking about mindlessly scrolling through Instagram or watching Netflix shows until your brain can't even process any longer. I'm talking about when you have literally nothing to do. I'm talking about when you were a kid and you actually had to go out of your way to seek entertainment. Well, if you're like most people, you probably can't even remember what the feeling of not doing anything felt like. And rightfully so, right? I mean, why would you want to be bored? Why would you want to be still and not do anything when you can be on your phone, where you can always be listening to your favorite music and watching your favorite shows and movies and hopping on Instagram and TikTok? Well, all of this 24/7 access to entertainment, all this cheap dopamine that's costing us our boredom is slowly making our lives miserable. What's up? My name is Porfirio Chacha, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about why you should actually seek boredom. Please feel free to not listen to a word that I say. I am simply here to talk about the things that I've learned and understood them with the hope that you can relate. So as you grow up in life, ever since you were a little kid, life has basically been this non-stop process of assimilating the everyday to the activities that we experience, right? There's just so much stuff that's happening to us all the time, all these mini events, and some of them are more significant than others. Some of them we just aren't able to fully process in real time, and so they come back, right? Oh shit, it's interesting what that guy said, and did I not like this, and did I not like that, and why the hell did I feel that way? And obviously it's just easier for us to discard it, right? To not deal with it, essentially, to just continue on doing whatever it was that we were doing, especially nowadays where we have so much access to entertainment. It's become virtually impossible to actually stop and pay attention to these mini events when we have the ability to go on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And this is precisely the problem which I'm getting at, is that we have become so accustomed to, so addicted to cheap dopamine, to all this easy entertainment. And so every time that we choose not to deal and understand these experiences, these mini events, we're essentially putting them off. It's kind of like if your brain is an internet browser and you're leaving a tab open. It's fine occasionally, and realistically you always have a couple tabs open, whatever. But what do you think happens when you accumulate all of these internet tabs, when you accumulate all of this clutter, all of these unprocessed thoughts and fears and emotions? Suddenly it's like you enter this horrible down state where you're just overwhelmed with emotions, and you're a little out of breath, and you feel worried and confused, and you don't even know why. You feel so uncertain. But what is it that you think is making you feel this way, right? Because there's a cause and effect for everything. It's not by mistake that you're feeling this way. See, all of these internet tabs that you left opened, unchecked, all this clutter that you've just accumulated over the years in the form of unprocessed thoughts and fears and emotions have manifested themselves as unidentifiable chronic anxiety. You want to know why you're anxious all the time? It's because you've literally developed an inability to be still. And so this is your mind's way of telling you, I don't understand. I don't know what's happening. Please help me understand. And naturally, you can't understand because you're living your life clinging from one dopamine hit to the next. You're addicted. You wake up, coffee, Juul hit, Instagram, shower. Oh, that's right. You can't even shower without blasting music on. The average person, which I literally see every day in the gym, can't even go through a full weight training session without pulling their phone in the middle of a set. We've gotten to a point where you can't even eat without scrolling through your phone or putting YouTube or your favorite show on. And I'm guilty too. I mean, the other day I was conversing with someone, but do you think that I was actually there? Middle of the conversation, I just caught myself. I was like literally for 1 minute, I just zoned out, and I was just planning on what I was gonna have for dinner. How fucked up is this? I mean, we've gotten to a point where our minds are just so constantly overstimulated that we've lost our ability to focus. We're eternally distracted. We're slaves to again, that cheap dopamine, that entertainment. One question: what's the definition of anxiety? If you look it up, it's literally being in a state of worriness. In other words, not knowing, uncertainty. Well, this makes all the sense in the world. How are you not going to be in a state of worriness, in a state of not knowing, when you don't know anything? And again, it's because your brain is too fixated. It's been trained to anticipate and to continuously just chase that next dopamine hit. I finished with a meal. What's next? I need a Juul hit now. And so if anxiety is a state of not knowing, of uncertainty, then what's the opposite of this? Why do you think family feels so warm and loving and good? It's literally the antidote of anxiety. It's because it's the extreme opposite. It's certainty. It's knowing. This is why you enjoy rewatching a film. It's because you already know what's going to happen. It's predictable. So the answer lies in seeking these states of understanding, of clarity, of knowing. And this is where meditation and journaling and all of these buzzwords that I feel like everyone says they do, but they probably actually don't come into play. When you meditate and you sit alone with your thoughts, or you journal, right? You literally articulate, you write what you're thinking. You're essentially carving out time to understand and go through these open tabs that you've left over the years accumulate. You start closing them one by one, and so naturally you start feeling less anxiety because you're reducing the amount of things that you don't know. You start understanding more. You start understanding more who you are. The most prevalent types of diseases is not cancer anymore, whatever used to be back in the day. It's all these mental problems. That's why depression and anxiety and panic, it seems like everyone is having all of these mental issues nowadays. And it's because the modern day struggle is not to seek stimulus. It's not to, oh, I'm bored and I actually need to go out of my way to play hide and seek or to find that reward, that entertainment. It's actually the opposite. It's to resist all of this information that's being thrown at us. It's not allowing ourselves to become consumed by this era of instant gratification where we can literally have everything that we want within seconds delivered at our door. The one-day shipping from Amazon and Uber Eats that can literally deliver your favorite food within minutes. It's fucking hard is what it is. And you know what? It's not Google or Facebook or Instagram's fault. This is just the cost of innovation. And so it's like the cost of all this technological advancement and efficiency is our boredom. And because we can't be bored anymore, because we can't tolerate being still, a lot of people have developed these mental issues which just didn't used to be such a big thing. And people back then didn't need the meditation and the journaling and to go out of their way to be still and understand things as they went because they didn't need it. They weren't being continuously bombarded with all of this information. They weren't fighting a war against all of this instant jewel hits and porn and Instagram addictions. Life already had that baked in boredom that was necessary. And I'm not talking about so long ago. I'm talking about even 15 years ago. I mean, I remember growing up as a kid, as I was saying earlier, I literally had to seek entertainment. I remember feeling bored. I remember having to literally go through the cabinets and drawers of my house to find something to entertain myself with. This is why I'm actually concerned about the future generations, but whatever. And by the way, the reason that I'm doing this video is because I used to be anxious all the time. I literally remember not being able to focus and always anticipating the future and whatnot. And ever since I started introducing these downtimes in my life, these meditations and walks and journaling, I become like 5 times happier. I can actually focus and enjoy and live the present moment. And one final thought, meditation is not limited to, sitting alone and going for 10 minutes. It's as simple as turning off the radio on your way to work so you can actually listen to your mind for once. It's like doing the dishes. Or when you go to the doctor and you're in the waiting room, it's not pulling up your phone and literally botting your way through Instagram. It's actually waiting the 15 or 20 minutes like a normal fucking human being. And as you become comfortable to implement more and more of these mind times, right? These meditations or journaling or walking or whatever essentially leads you to listen to your mind for once, and your mind becomes fitter. He's finally being listened, so he's more light. He doesn't have a lot to say because you've allowed the time for him to speak. So maybe now you can actually focus on the task of hand, and maybe you've resetted the dopamine levels enough to where, I don't know, maybe now you'll suddenly enjoy a walk at nature, or you will actually be able to go to the movies and enjoy the film that you're watching, and you're not low-key there just because of the snacks. Thank you so much for making it this far in the video. Please click the like button if you enjoyed it. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe so that you're always up to date with my future uploads. With that being said, I love you guys. Peace.